Hello again. We are still working with our little pink bear, and it's now time to put her ears on. So I have got the ear pieces, which I've sewn together, then turned the right way and then just overstitched around here. Now I like to make my ears into a bit of a pasta shell shape, and I do that by putting the two ends together like so, and then stitching that way. So I'm just going to do that right now. Just need to tidy my thread end up. Get my needle from over here. Oops. Get my needle threaded. I'm just going to put those two ends together like so. Try and get the hair out of the way because you want all the hair in the ear. And then I'm just going to stitch the two together. And that way it will form a pasta shell shape. I just think the pasta shell shape makes a really nice shape of the ear. So there we go. A couple of over stitches there. Okay, so we open the ear up and there we have it. That's actually the inside there. The outside are really, it's very fluffy. And I think all the fibres are getting up my nose. All I do when placing the ear ready to sew, I take it off the needle, my glass head pins, and I put the first one at the beginning of where I doubled it over, because that's going to be the opening of the ear, and I just pop it through there. Just take this other ear out of the way for a moment. Bring in our bear head. Now this is great fun now because we've got a pin in it, so we can place it wherever we like to see what it looks like. Okay, I've sewn both of the ears now and I've put them on pins and I've just randomly placed them in the bear's head. So if I place them more on top, that's the kind of look that I get. Almost a bit of a rabbit. I've heard something. Look, you can place them much lower, like so. Let's do the same with the other one. Just try to get it approximately. Ooh, maybe a little bit too far back. This is where the pins help. And she's got a completely different look. Looks almost like she's got bunches either side. I like to find somewhere above the eye, but a little bit further back. It's where I like to place the ears. But as you do this, you'll find the right place for your ears, depending on the look you want from your bear. I quite like that there. But again, I've only got the one pin in so far. Check it from above. Do they look about the same distance apart based on where the nose is, the eyes are? Check it from the back. Does that look about right? Tip it forward a little bit, have a look. Tip it that way. Keep checking all the way around that you're happy with where those ears are. And we've still got those long threads attached. Don't cut those off. I should have mentioned that earlier. Don't cut those off because that's what you're going to attach to the head. When you've decided that you're happy where the ears are, that's when you can add in another pin. And if you go for the middle of the ear, but at the back, so it's actually inside the ear, that will just stabilise where the ear is. As you can see, that's a lot more stable than that is. So I'm just going to do the same with the other one. I just measure up. I use my thumb to do that, just to get some rough measurements. Yeah, it seems about right. I'm going to pop another pin in. Just checking from the back, the top. Yeah, there. So that's the sort of look that I want for her. Maybe going to move this one slightly, I think. I think we're just peaking a little bit too much at the top, so I'll just take the back pin out, just drop it down slightly, push that back in. Oop, running off already. Doesn't like having her ears pinned. Make sure you pull out some of the fur out of the way, just so that you can just check your look. Make sure it looks okay. I'm going to bring that forward actually. I'm not quite happy with that. And you keep playing about with it, with the pins, until you're happy where the ears are situated. So I'm just going to have a play. And while I have a little play, I'll get it in the right area. And then I'll switch the camera back on. Okay, so I've had a play about with the ears. I'm happy with where they are. And what I've done is I've attached my needle. It's quite a long one. Good couple of, about 2.5 inches long. So this is still attached to the ear at the back. And what I'm actually going to do now is attach the ears. Now the way that I do that is I put my finger into the bear's ear, hold it round the muzzle, and actually I put the needle in at the back of the ear, very close to where the thread is, and I come out towards the front of the ear. So I'm actually going from the back through into the front. So that's the first. I then make sure that I catch the ear itself. I can't show you that unfortunately because it's quite difficult to see within. Try my best. I keep putting my finger back in the ear. Make sure you're always pulling those little threads out. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go into the head at the side and come out, making sure I've picked up some of the fabric. Then I am going to go into the ear and come out. So it's almost like little running stitches all the way around. Then into the head. Make sure those fibres are out. Then into the ear, feeling all the time as I go around, making sure that I'm picking up the ear and then the head. Ear and then the head, and I do that all the way around the bear's ear until that thread is gone, so that I've only got a small piece left, and then I thread that back through the head so that it comes out lower down like that. I pull it through and snip it off, and you'll find you've got a really good solidly sewn on ear. Just make sure that as you're going round that you're pulling those fibres out, so they're not stuck in your stitches, and then you won't have any gaps. Once you've done that, you can then remove the pins that are in the ears and your ears will be attached. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, take this off camera, do it, and then I'll come back to you in a few minutes. Okay, so I've sewn the ears, both of them on. There we go, and I've removed those pins from her ears as well, so she won't end up with an earache. All that remains is to sort of brush the fur around, because we've already been going around making sure that we've not caught any stitches, caught any hair in our stitches. And this is really when it gets ready for snipping and clipping and doing all the other nice things. So there's my head with ears. And if you've ever been to a teddy bear fair or into a shop that sells bears, you'll find the number of people that pick up bears by their ears, and it must hurt, because we wouldn't like to be picked up by our ears. But that's why it's really important to make sure you've got some really good solid firm ears on your bear. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial, and check out the others on the YouTube channel, and if you've enjoyed it, please subscribe, and I will be making more in the future. Happy bear making!